Welcome, everybody. I'm very excited to be here with you today for our inaugural Wellness Wednesday presentation. And I have the honour to be our first speaker. My name is Fe Rye. I am the Business Development Specialist for Product and Compliance for the Juice Plus Company, Australia, New Zealand. I have worked with this company and this product for nearly 13 years. I have worked in the fitness industry and I'm also a qualified nutritionist. And today I'm going to talk to you about something very dear to my heart. It's around harmony and health. And then I'm going to lead you into a little bit of information around our products as well. So welcome. So the first thing I want to talk to you a little bit about is what I call the state of the nation. And when I say the state of the nation, I'm talking about across the ditch as well over to New Zealand, because pretty much our stats are very, very similar. And what I find really alarming about these statistics put out by the Australian Bureau of Statistics, the ABS, is that things are actually not getting any better. And as a health professional, as a fitness professional, this just is heartbreaking for me. When you look at this information, that nearly 46.7, nearly 50% of Australians of all ages had one or more chronic illness, and almost 1 in 5 have 2 or more chronic conditions. That to me is just insane. We talk about nearly 50% of all females have had more than one or more chronic conditions, and 20% of females, 1 in 5, have 2 or more. And then the guys are just a little bit less. 44% of men had one or more chronic condition, one or more, and 16.4% have more than 2. And, you know, it just gets worse when we start looking at the state of our kids. 25% of our kids are overweight or obese. 6% of children are meeting fruit and vegetable recommendations that the Australian Diets for Dietary Guidelines say to us: 2 fruits and 5 vegetables, okay? And in my knowledge and as a researcher, I know that 2 and 5 is just barely scratching what we need. We need closer to the World Health Organization recommendations, which are closer to 9 to 13 serves. And that's where the research is pointing as well, because we've gone down such a rabbit hole that we're really in a situation that we need to pull ourselves out of. So when I see that 6% of our kids are getting fruits and vegetables that they need, that to me is just where I need to start in my passion of helping families. Bit of a sad start to our presentation, but I just really want you to understand, where things are currently at. It's not getting any better. And why? Because of our habits. It's salt, it's sugar, it's caffeine, it's fast food. Sugar is not the devil, but sugar processed definitely is. And when we look at sugar that comes naturally occurring sugars, fructose, sure, you can have way too much fruit. We don't want people to be having 10 pieces of fruit and 2 vegetables. We want to keep that balance of 2 and 5, or that ratio. But it's really talking here about refined salts, refined sugars, the constant caffeine. I don't know about you guys, but when I was a kid, my mum and dad owned a coffee shop, but it was literally 1 of 2 in our small town. And now we can get coffee pretty much on the go at every corner. Fast food chains, also, they are everywhere, and what they are serving up is salt and sugar. Processed foods, nothing that actually looks like food. Frankenfood, I like to call it. We're eating on the run, which is a big issue. We're not slowing down, racing through our day. Here we are at the end of November 2023. And I think, like most people, counting down that, since someone said to me, okay, we got 30, whatever it is, 3 days until Christmas. And you just go, wow, man, that is crazy. Social jet lag is a term that I have coined. Our sleep and circadian rhythms are out. Our diet is out. And our physical activity level, our PAL, is out. But these are all modifiable if we slow down and start putting some focus back on ourselves. And, of course, stress. Stress is huge. We've got kids who are stressed about going to school. We've got kids who are in high school stressed about exams. We've got parents who are stressed about getting their kids to school and helping their kids with exams, and then just daily life. It's car park, it's traffic, it's, one thing after the other. It's just building up, building up, building up. And none of this is advantageous to our health and the harmony of our health. I want to talk about quality, because this is another aspect of health that is really important to me personally, and that I speak to my customers, my clients about. The quality of our water is not what it used to be. We have to take steps to make sure we're using filtered water or cleansing tablets to make sure that we are using quality water. The quality of our produce is not what it used to be. And I am not screaming from the hilltops, organic, organic, organic. But what I am saying is get to know your farmers, buy your produce from farmers and perhaps markets where you can actually talk to the person who is in a relationship with the farmer or knows a little bit about where the food is grown and how it's grown. Organic has a brand around it, but unless it's certified organic and has that little seed of certified organic, anyone can really claim anything is organic. Okay, so just be aware of that, making sure that if you are really focusing on organic produce, that you are purchasing it from someone who is certified organic. Our seeds, okay, we've got GMO, genetically modified seeds that are making crops grow faster and are more pest resistant. And so we have to think about what's going into that seed that's growing in that plant that's then entering into our system. Our chickens, I like to think of our chickens as running around fields like the picture on here, but as we know, most of them are not. They're in hen houses, so quality of, picking caged versus free-range eggs can be something as simple as that. And of course, then we talk about meat as well. Same kind of thing with our chickens. Where are our cows? Where are the produce that we are consuming into our body? Where is it coming from? So get curious and start asking questions. And if you're buying your meat from the butcher, ask them about their chain of where their food is coming from, where the meat is coming from. Here is a quick capture of groups 1 to 4 when we're talking about processed foods. And this has come directly from the UN, United Nations, and talks about the NOVA food classification system. Okay, so what I'm showing you here is we want to be leaning to group 1 and 2, whereas group 3 and 4 are really throwing our health off kilter. Fruits and vegetables, food that looks like food that we could recognise. Think of your grandparents or your great-grandparents. Could they walk in, open your pantry and recognise some of the food that is in there? And I think that's really important. If we can think about, the quality of the food, and then is it actually food? Is it, highly processed? Then we know if it's highly processed, it is not serving our health. Our cells don't know what to do with it. They kind of just store it. And of course, we all know what that does. Storing unprocessed food that food that our body can't process leads to inflammation. And of course, that goes back right to that beginning slide where I shared around chronic illness, because a lot of that is in an inflammatory response. I want to talk about gut health. This is one of my favorite things to talk about, because if you're not understanding the gut-brain axis, then here's a little bit of a snippet of information. What we eat truly does matter. What ends up in our large intestine or our colon is really, really important. And I know that I don't have the current statistics, but colon cancer is actually extremely high in both Australia and New Zealand. The colon is kind of like a bit of a tube, as you can see there, with lots of nooks and crannies and places that things can get stored and trapped. And when our colon is full, of particles that it can't break down or move through the digestive system, again, we end up with that inflammation. We want to give our large intestine, our colon, as much fiber from plants as we possibly can. Because number one, it knows what to do with it. It helps everything move through. And it helps with the whole short chain fatty acids and making sure that our communities of gut bacteria are at a healthy level. So really important that you are looking after your colon, because your colon and your gut health is just completely so important to everything else that goes on in your body. The Australian Guide to Healthy Eating, I've popped that up here, and I know that we use something very similar in New Zealand as well. And as you can see here, that the current research is suggesting that switching to a plant-based diet may help increase the diversity of that health-promoting bacteria in the gut. Your gut microbiome is so essential to the rest of your health. And if we can get that right and eat a little bit closer to the ADG's guidelines as pictured here, then we're starting to be on a bit better curve when it comes to reducing our chronic illness. As I say, finding food that looks like food. And you'll notice here, dairy is appearing here, or you can use alternatives. I know a lot of people within our community tend to avoid dairy and gluten and wheat, but there are other options. And I think in 2023, we've got more options that are readily available. And I love seeing that people are changing things up using different ingredients that are not so highly processed and much better for our gut, easier for our gut. So if you are suffering with any irritable bowel disease, whether it's one extreme to the other, whether it's loose bowels or heavily constipated bowels, then this is where we really need to start thinking about our gut health and what we need to get into our microbiome to help move that through and get it to a healthy state. So what we should be doing versus what we are doing comes back to those scales of balance and really focusing on where we need to be going with our health. And this is, if you've got older parents, something to consider is, what are they eating? They're increasing their chronic health issues. What's going into their system? If we've got kids, what have they got going on in their system? What are they eating that maybe we could change it up and get them back to a healthier diet for long-term results in relation to our chronic illness stats that I showed earlier. I'm going to talk to you a little bit more today around Juice Plus Wellness and where Juice Plus Wellness fits in to the state of the nation. Our message here is to live well. Number one, we want people living well. We don't want you stuck in hospitals and in, feeling that you're in pain, that you can get out and move. We want you eating well. We want you to making sure that you're getting your 5 and 2 as a minimum, that you're looking at how we can improve that gut health, that microbiome health, happy colons. They say happy wife, happy life, happy colon, happy life, that's for sure. So, this is our message. And of course, supplement well, because we have an amazing range of plant-based, gluten-free, vegan supplementation products that I'm going to share a little bit about with you now. We have this amazing story, our farm to capsule story. I have had the privilege of just coming back from the United States last month, where I got to spend some time with one of our farmers, talking to him about his family farm, the farm that he grew up on, the farm that he is raising his own children on, that his kids are playing in the dirt, his pets are playing in the dirt, the family is living there. We talked about the importance of keeping that environment clean for his health and the health of his family. We talked about harvesting at the peak of ripeness, the fact that he lives on the farm, can walk out the door and say, actually, do you know what? Those tomatoes aren't ready yet. We need them to get a bit more UV, natural UV, not blue light UV in a truck on the way to market. We need to leave them to vine up on the vine to get to that peak of ripeness. So we're not going to pick them today or this week. We might wait another week and make sure that we get them at the right time. When we do pick our produce, it is quick frozen. There's a period of time where it's harvested, the polyphenols in the plants come to life. And then we've got this time where we freeze them so that we retain those polyphenols that have come to life. They are then dried to remove any of that water that's come through. We get these amazing powders that are blended into our various ranges, and then we put them in these very special bottles and deliver them to the doors of our customers and our partners. Our company has got third-party clinical research on this product, and in Australia we've got 20 that we talk about. And what I love about this is the quality of the journals that we are published in, the fact that we are meeting that gold standard of clinical research, that we have leading hospitals and universities involved in the research that we're doing, that the health benefits that have been shown are just phenomenal. And of course, if this is something that interests you, if you are like me, you love your research, then whoever shared this with you can definitely show you the links to be able to access the information. Or you can see on the bottom, there's a generic link on the bottom to the juiceplus.com clinical research page that you can go in and have a closer look at some of these papers, 25 that you can access from that link. This is what some of the research is showing. Bioavailability, to increase the amount of micronutrients in the blood, like the vitamins, and the carotenoids, and the polyphenols. Heart health, immune system, protection of DNA, antioxidant protection, healthy skin, gut health, athletic performance, which is a really exciting area, and also dental health. So these are just some of the aspects that we have got clinical research to show this positive impact on these particular areas of health. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about our essentials, our capsules and our chewables. Fruits, vegetables, and berries, vine ripened, harvested at that right time, treated with the absolute utmost respect, and then put into these capsules and delivered to your door. Easy to go, whole food based, kosher, certified non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, and as I've already spoken about, we have clinical research on the products. This has been such an amazing introduction of micronutrition supplementation for so many people within our community. We know that we're living a hectic pace. We've spoken about that already with our rushing around. So to be able to use these products to supplement well, remember we're living well, eating well, and supplementing well. To be able to introduce these products into your daily regime to make sure that we're getting those essential micronutrients that we require is as simple as taking 2 of each capsule a day. Here are some key benefits around our chewables. Now, we take those same powders from our fruit and vegetable blends and we put them into a chewable form for kids or maybe for our adults who don't like to swallow tablets. They're also really great for our older populations who maybe have too many capsules, many tablets that they're taking, but it's a great little treat per se that they can pop in and our kids as well. It's minimally processed, okay? It's as close to nature as possible. And then, of course, no high fructose corn syrup, which we hear a lot about in the media these days. Kids consume 2 of the chewables and adults can take up to 4. And then when you order those, that's if you're ordering them for an adult, we provide that the amount that you require for over 13s. We have this amazing program called the Healthy Starts for Families. And when I started 13 years ago, this is how I started. I was taking the product and my children were on the Healthy Starts program. Why? Because number one, it was free. My kids were getting free product for with the chewables to start with, and then they moved into the capsules when they got a little bit older, so that I knew that they were getting that baseline every day. I want to be really clear here. This is not about replacing those 2 and 5 or replacing your fruit and veg intake daily. This is about propping it up. As I keep coming back to, live well, eat well, and supplement well. It's just kind of icing on the cake, just to tick the box. And I know for me, I'm doing a lot of travel, knowing that I've got these babies with me and knowing that my kids, who are all adults now, are still taking this product, just gives me that peace of mind that on those days that they may not be eating well, or I might be on the fly and not eating as well as I normally would if I was home, then I've got this baseline nutrition popping in. We've got some stats here on our Healthy Starts program I wanted to share with you. 61% of children who have been part of our program were eating more fruits and vegetables. When we come back to that 6% of Australian New Zealand kids are actually getting enough 2 and 5, and this program is showing that we've had a 61% of the children within the program actually eating more fruits and vegetables. That makes my heart sing. How do we know that? So when we have people sign up for our Healthy Starts program, we ask them to do a survey, a baseline study of where kids are at, and then we check in them again periodically along the way. And that's where these stats come from. These stats go to a third party. So it's not coming to Juice Plus, it goes to the online stats straight to a third party who are collating this data for us. What I also love here is 71% of them were drinking more water. I don't know about you, but getting kids to drink water can sometimes be a bit of a struggle. But knowing that 71% of kids are part of this program with having extra water is great. So kids, we're talking from 4 to 18 years of age. Okay, so that is the range where we have children as part of this program. And if you start when your child is 4 and you as the adult, sponsoring adult, is staying on this product up until they're 18, your child gets this product for free for 14 years. It's about $13,000 worth of free product. So Healthy Starts, parent or an adult is on the product and a child gets their Juice Plus for free. That can be a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle, a neighbour. As long as it's an adult taking the product, a child can get theirs for free. And that is a huge investment from this company. Millions of dollars go into this program worldwide. I want to touch base quickly on our omegas. This is one of our newest products and one that I am so very proud of. Our omega blend, again, plant-based, providing omegas 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9 in the correct synergy so that they work together based on that ratio. Again, all of our products, vegan, kosher, non-GMO. And I've got here also certified for quality by NSF. NSF certifies all of our products, and that's a really important part of our story as well, because quality really does matter. We've talked about that a bit earlier. Quality assurance and reassurance around our product and knowing that we are getting the best quality through balances and checks, through making sure that what's on the label is in the product and what's in the product is on the label. So that's part of that quality assurance. But omegas were a gap in the market. You know, a lot of people were taking fish oil. We found a way to pop a plant-based omega blend together. On the bottle, you'll see a few different seeds. This is all cold-pressed seed oil. Seeds from raspberries, tomatoes, sea buckthorn berries, pomegranates. There's a few other seeds thrown in there. But what I love about this is we've crushed these cold-pressed seeds, and then we put this tiny, weeny little nitrogen bubble in every single capsule to make sure that the quality of those oils is maintained. So the research and the innovation that's gone into this product is quite amazing. Moving on to our shakes, and we have a couple of offerings. We've got our Complete, which it comes in French vanilla and Dutch chocolate. Again, certified for quality by NSF, and all of the gluten-free, kosher, non-GMO. Great source of protein and fiber. And, you know, I talked a little bit about gut microbiome before. I talked about the importance of plants and really want to focus on fiber. Fiber is so, so important. One serve of Complete, a sachet or a scoop from our bulk pack, will give you about 8.3 grams of fiber. And for an adult, it's about a third of your fiber needs for a day. When people start using our Complete, they start to notice a few different things happening in their body. I'm not going to go into that, but you can imagine if you are compromised with your digestive system and you start adding more fiber into your diet, maybe you bulk up this smoothie with some extra fruit or plant-based milk, and you're increasing that fiber intake. The 8.3 grams I was talking about, that's just based on the complete and water. So once you start adding some more fruits and vegetables in there, you're increasing that fiber. Happy colon, happy life. I've already said that. So this is a great way to treat your colon and look after your microbiome and make those little bacteria in your gut very happy. So the key benefits of those shakes is, number one, they are so yummy. Easy to go, on the go. I think I have a sachet somewhere. Maybe someone's stolen it from me, but they're quite simple. You can see them on the slide here. Sachets on the go or the bulk packs, especially if you're cooking. If you're love to be in the kitchen, you can use the mix for pancakes and baking. And of course, we've got so many recipes to share with you, not only as part of our wellness app, but also within our community. Vegan, prebiotic fiber, and that low GI, really important, slow release, so you're not getting that sugar spike. Perform is the newest kid on the block. Nice, shiny purple packaging, really out there, vibrant, letting you know it has arrived. As an athlete, I swear by it. I paddle and I will get out of the water, and the first thing I will do is my 2 scoops of Perform on ice cold water. 2 scoops on water is giving me 25 grams of protein and helping my body to recover straight away. We have amazing B vitamins thrown in there, but what else we have is the beetroot and the tart cherry. This is for recovery. This means that not only am I consuming the protein that I need, but also the tart cherry and beetroot to actually help my muscles recover from the workout I've just done. And then we add our vitamin D for bone health. Now, these vitamin D powders come from mushrooms, UV-treated mushrooms. They are also in our complete shake. They're easy on the gut and they are a great source of calcium. And that's what I want post-workout, because as you know, when you're working out, things are starting to deteriorate. We've put them through their paces, and so we need to rebuild. And Perform is a great way to do that. It is literally the colour of that shake on the slide. It is bright. As I say, tart cherry and beetroot, it's in there. Nice and bright. And 6 grams of sugar. Again, when it comes back to sugar, remember that it is a plant-based sugar. We are not adding a teaspoon of sugar into here. It is a plant-based sugar. And once again, certified by NSF, but also the important thing about NSF, it's also NSF athletes certification. And what that means that it's tested for over 280 contaminants. That's across the board in all of our products, because if an athlete's using our products, they need to have the assurance that they are not going to find anything for drug testing with NADA if they're doing drug testing. And of course, our elite athletes get random drug tests. They need to know that what they're taking and what they're consuming with the Juice Plus products are never going to affect that. And that's really important. Our products are also used by the United States Performance Center, which is a really exciting joint project. And so those athletes are extreme athletes prepping for Olympics 2024, and they are using the Juice Plus products as well. So that is a presentation today on how we are going as a community in our countries where we are really noticing people are suffering with health. A little bit about touching on what those stats look like, how we can start to think about eating better, and of course, how Juice Plus fits into all of that picture. So thanks for joining me today. I'm going to stop the recording, but I'll be around for any other questions that you may have.